Hello, it's Leslie here again. Today I'm going to look at this fork here, the Mosso aluminium fork available from AliExpress. I'm a little bit ambivalent about this fork because it's made very well, although I'll tell you what I don't like about it a little bit later. So it weighs, according to my scales, 750 grams, which it's not that light for a rigid fork as far as forks go. However, if you're replacing if you're replacing a suspension fork with this rigid one, you probably save at least half a kilo, 3/4 of a kilo of weight off your bike or from your bike. So it can make your bike quite light to put this on instead of a suspension fork. So I got this slightly older model with the IS disc brake mounts. The newer ones come with a post mount. So it's fairly reasonably, well, it is reasonably priced at, I think I paid $100 including the shipping. Maybe a tiny bit more, but so it's okay. So it's made quite well. The paint job's nice on it, although I think the only thing I don't like about the look of the thing is these little serifs on the lettering, but you know, that's a bit of typography really. Anyway, the welds are nice. The welds are kind of nice. You know, they're, as far as aluminium goes, they're okay. They're chunky welds, but that's, you know, acceptable. And apparently it's like triple buttered, which means it'll be thicker at the ends and thinner in the middle. And it has an aluminium steerer tube, which is also nice. Now, so that's all fine, and it's sturdy. I've been using this fork for about over 3,000 kilometers. I don't know exactly. It's definitely more than 3,000. It could be up to 5,000 kilometers. The thing, what I don't like about it is it's not like the construction, the manufacturing is good. The thing what I don't like about it is the ride quality. So I'd read this before, maybe 20 years ago on some forum, that aluminium forks don't ride that well, and I kind of ignored that, and I thought, okay. And maybe, 10 years later I got this, and yeah, I think it doesn't ride that well. So let me explain. I was getting numb hands after using this, just even after maybe 10 kilometers of mostly road use. Now keep in mind I've broken both wrists in the past due to cycling accidents. So I thought that might have been the problem. And I replaced my grips, that didn't work, I still had the same problem. I lowered the pressure of my tires, I still was getting the same problem. I tried a different handlebar, and eventually I came to the fork and I thought, well, it must be the fork then. So I got the carbon version of this, and yeah, straight away from within one ride I could tell the difference. So I'll review that fork separately. But with this one, I would only recommend getting this if you live where there's very smooth roads and or you're only riding 5 kilometers, because yeah, like I say, even after 10 kilometers with this fork I could notice my hands getting a bit numb. So that might, as I say, that might be exacerbated by I had this scaphoid bone injury, and that's where it was getting numb first. But I guess the way I could describe it is it feels like you're riding along with 100 or 120 psi in your tyres, even though you might have far less. So I lowered my tyre pressure to about 40 psi with these, and I still found it rather harsh. And the faster you go, the worse it gets. So all of the road vibration, hum, whatever you want to call it, it's transmitted straight through the fork. I think it's because, you know, steel forks, they used to make forks out of steel and they were very thin in diameter. And when they started using aluminium, the diameter of the blades had to increase a lot to give it the same strength. And then the stiffness goes up as a function, I think it's of the cube of the diameter, cubed. So it's a lot. It's very stiff. It's overly stiff. And aluminium doesn't have very good damping properties as a material. So that's why everyone's using carbon forks. I have other bikes with carbon forks, but I went back to this bike with this fork to do training on to get fit again. And I've noticed the difference. So I don't recommend this fork unless you're actually not riding very much and you want to save every last dollar. It's far better off, you're far better off, instead of spending $100 on the fork, saving up and getting the $180 carbon version of this. And that $80 more will give you so much more comfort that a handlebar's not going to be able to provide you. Like, if you, it's just not worth it to not get the carbon one, I think. So yeah, I can understand that maybe $200 is a lot for people to want to spend on a fork. However, like I say, you probably, if you're riding 20 kilometers or more each day, you know, what is $80 extra over the course of every ride? You know, you probably find, yeah, you'll probably find that you'd pay someone $80 to remove that feeling you get, the numbness in your hands. So, I have another one of these that I put on my retro bike mod, but I don't think, now that I've definitely tried the forks back to back, meaning just changing out the fork and riding the exact same bike on the exact same rides and just changing the fork, yeah, I don't think I would buy this fork again. Even for a cheap bike, I'd probably spring for a carbon one. Yeah. So that's my review of this. Also, if you get the carbon one, that's only about 575 grams. You're saving almost 200 grams of weight. But I don't recommend getting the carbon one just for the weight, because you probably wouldn't notice that. But I do think it's more comfortable than this one. So I don't really, even though it's made well and it's reasonably priced and everything, I can't really recommend it, having ridden it now. So that's all from me today. Thanks for watching. Bye.